I started out as a production assistant on a show called Duckman a long time ago, and then ultimately became the producer on that show. And then from there, pretty much bounced around to virtually every other studio. Warner Brothers, Nickelodeon, DreamWorks, Carsey Warner briefly, and everywhere. And slowly worked my way up the chain of command and became staff writer, story editor, associate producer, you know, kind of worked with until they finally took a chance on me as a showrunner at Nickelodeon.
I was working at Hanna-Barbera right when it was becoming Cartoon Network and started writing for the shows, the early shows there. And I was story editor on Johnny Bravo and Cow and Chicken. And so then I've pretty much been working in that capacity as writer and story editor for, you know, the past 20 years.
We do predominantly ensemble records, which I like to do. I know Mikey likes to do them too. And the reason that we like to do that is because it helps the actors feed off each other's energy. I guarantee across the board, 100% of the time, if we have an ensemble record, the actors in there will give us a better performance than they would do by themselves. Simply because of a lot of things. One is the energy in the room. Two, they're actually hearing the real actors say the line, not me or somebody else or Mike or somebody through the microphone. And there's also an ego component to it. Nobody wants to be like the lame guy in the room. You know, those guys, especially when you're dealing with a room which is almost completely full of comedic actors.
And then when they're together, they're all topping each other.
Yeah.
And we're just recording everything, and we're writing stuff down and going, oh my God, that's great, we're gonna do that. You know,
it is to me the way to do it. And I can't tell you, those records always are better. When we listen to them back, they're always better, always. Tara Strong, who I think most people know. You know, Tara, I remember when we were doing Batman, we were looking for Barbara Gordon. And I knew Tara had done it before, so we wanted to find somebody different, and we couldn't find anybody. So finally said to Andrea Romano, we said, okay, just give us 10 voices, take the names off, want to know who they are, and we'll you know, narrow it down and we'll pick it from there. And so she gave me these 10 female voices we listened to for Barbara Gordon. And finally picked one, and I was like, yeah, that's the one. And I said, who is it? And she goes, yeah, it's Tara Strong. And I was like, what the fuck? I mean, I've known Tara, I've worked with her, I've known her for years. I could not believe it was her. And so that's the other thing too, is there is a handful of actors, men and women, who are capable of altering their voices in such a way that you just really you don't know it's them. There are not a lot of those though. If you can do that and you become one of those, you will work forever.
Even my worst, hardest day of doing this is still better than my best day of doing anything else, because we get to make up stories, we get to play, we get to try and crack each other up with dumb jokes, we get to come in here and work with actors that are just amazing, and we get to sort of create an entire world, you know, just for fun.
There's a small group of writers, and we all get to go into the same room together, and we just sort of hang out for hours and bat story ideas around, jokes, or maybe it's something that we saw on the news, or something that's happened to us personally, or whatever. And it's just, and what Mike just said is exactly right. It's really just us making each other laugh a lot.
When you get a voice actor who can bring all the different kind of emotions into that face, to the microphone, I think